box and then have Justin return. Curse your Mercedes!
It'd be funny. We'll like post something. He's just like,
Fuck.
yeah. Like,
now getting back into the actual shoe. So as you could tell, the uppers is the traditional Air Max 1, which is a red toe, white netting on the toe box with a leather gray uppers with a blue check that's partially showing. On the back, as in I've been talking about the entire video, is the American flag with the 13 original stars made by Betsy Ross, same as outer. And what something else that's really cool about this shoe is it has the 13 stars around the circular Nike tongue stamp right here, which is really cool. So another thing I'm going to talk about is a lot of these didn't come with boxes, and the reason why is because Nike has a thing to where they can actually track what shoe comes out early in special boxes like that because of what's on their actual box. So if you see right here, it's a it's a chip. So it's a chip. So this is not the Nike Air Max box that came with it. It's something similar that you would have got, but it goes with a chip. So a lot of the ones that are available don't have the boxes because they were taken from either trains or the actual factory in Memphis, or they were backdoored through like Hibbett Sports, Finish Line, Foot Action, stuff like that. I know a couple people in Greenville got backdoored from the Hibbett Sports here in Greenville. I know that for sure. But it's a really cool shoe. So is it worth the $1,700? I believe it is, just because it is a piece of history. But it's a lot better than what it was when it first came out. When it first came out, this shoe was hitting like a $10,000 range, which is beyond me. I don't think the shoe is worth more than $1,700. I don't think people should be paying more than $1,700 for this shoe. And I know what you're thinking, no one should ever pay $1,700 for a pair of shoes. But it's like the stock market. This will always increase in value because they will never release it. And if they do, it would be something similar. And it would just make this one skyrocket again. So it's all about buying stuff with a story behind it. Buying stuff that you could cherish and actually sit down and talk to about. But that is my video on the incredibly rare Betsy Ross Air Max 1. Thank you for watching. I have some B-roll to shoot. And I realized that I really didn't give you any backstory on the Betsy Ross. So last year, Nike released this shoe, right? So it's the Betsy Ross. And basically, they were doing it for a 4th of July celebration. You know, the original 13 colonies, the original flag for 4th of July. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But then Colin Kaepernick came out and said, hey, y'all probably should not be selling a shoe that represents a time of slavery. And since Colin Kaepernick has like a whole following, they were like, hey, maybe he's right, maybe we shouldn't do it. So they pulled him. So that's why this shoe is worth so much. This shoe is a piece of history. Like, you cannot find them on StockX, you can't find them on GOAT, you really can't find them on eBay. A lot of places that have these, it's really hard to really explain it. So this is the Betsy Ross Air Max 1, and really this is a piece of history. So putting the whole hype behind the shoe behind us, this is a piece of history. This is one of the very first shoes that was supposed to release as a general release shoe, and Nike was like, no, he's right, I'm cutting it. So that's kind of cool. The other shoes that's kind of similar to what happened in this, it was like the Freddy Kruegers and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see. Yeah, again, another customer came in. But getting back to it, so the history, if you don't know the original flag of the United States, this is what it looks like. So it represents the original 13 colonies, as you can see, with the 13 stars and stripes, made by Betsy Ross in the late 1700s. So So the it just represents all the sorry guys, a customer came in and I had to help him. But getting back to the whole story of the Betsy Ross, so as you can see, it
just
has
represents the white
the colonies I was said. And so with the Air Max 1, it's an Air Max 1.
They
Which
sent
kinda
them
makes
out
sense
to
for them to do this
retailers
version
and
on
then
Air
out of
Max 1
nowhere
since
Nike
it's
pulled them without
the first Air
giving
Max,
them
and not like
cause.
an Air Max 97
So
or something like that.
later, a Nike
So-
representative actually came out and said, "Hey, we're not selling these because of the flag that